Good evening and welcome to the campus of UW-Whitewater. I'm Jake Donoho, and alongside me is my co-host, Evan Christman. We asked you to please excuse our momentary interruption of sports from your regular daily schedule. Let's get right into it. So starting off for our first headline, we are going to our own all-star basketball teams. The NBA All-Star Game is one of the most entertaining to watch because there are some matchups that fans don't get to see on a regular basis. We are going to discuss what we think makes up an NBA All-Star team. First, I'm still going to go ahead and start with my point guard, and that is Chris Paul. He has been in the NBA for a long time. He's excellent at passing, always has been, especially in the prime of his career. He's averaged 18 points a game and 2.1 steals a game, and he's just been one of the best out there. Evan?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the center, actually. Nikola Jokic from the Denver Nuggets. Averaged 26 points and 10 rebounds last season, just a menace down low to every team that he faces.
For my next one, I'm going to go with one of the best blockers of all time, and that is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He was just good for so long. He's number 3 all-time in blocks, a 6-time MVP in the league, 6-time NBA champ, and he has that skyhook shot that's just so fun to watch.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was one of the greatest of all time. For another NBA All-Star of mine, I'm going to go with Drew Holiday from the Bucks. He's definitely a key player for the Bucks, and hopefully they can make another title defense. He was voted the best perimeter defender in the season of 2020 when the Bucks won the national championship.
For my next one, I'm going to go with Stephen Curry. He is obviously one of the best shooters of all time, by far definitely one of the best shooters in the league today. He has led the Golden State Warriors to 3 championships, and he is almost at 3,000 career three-point shots, and he is currently number 1 all-time on that list as well.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Steph Curry is definitely a key player for the Warriors and on an all-star team. If you have him on your all-star team, you're most likely to win because of that three-pointer. I'm going to go with another center of mine, Karl Anthony Towns from the Minnesota Timberwolves. He's not on the best of teams. The Timberwolves aren't that, or they were good, then they dropped off, but he's trying to make the best of it.
One more player I'm going to go with is Giannis Antetokounmpo on the Milwaukee Bucks, not too far away from here from Whitewater's campus, and he has just been so good with leading the Bucks. He's been loyal to the team for so long, and definitely a player to watch out for the future. He's still young, and he got the MVP last year, MVP of the NBA Finals, and he's turning into a real good player out there.
Yeah, he definitely is. I couldn't agree with you more. It's like he takes 2 steps from half court and dunks it. It's just crazy. He's got those long strides that teams can't keep up with, and he's just an overall good player. He can shoot threes too for his size. He can shoot threes. He can go mid-range. He can go layup, and he makes them. It's not like he misses them, totally airballs them. He's definitely a good player on that end.
Another thing with Giannis too, like you mentioned, Evan, is that he has that speed and height combined, which is extremely dangerous for anybody playing against the Bucks. Just an all-around great player, just has all the tools he needs to score, defense, and everything.
Yeah, another player that could relate to Giannis is Bam Adebayo from the Heat. Just like you said, he has that strength and speed for the Miami Heat, and every team that the Heat faces has Adebayo down in the paint, blocking people out, and he's just a menace down low.
All good information there. We'll be right back here, but next up, we will discuss what player makes an all-star baseball team. We will be right back. Please excuse this commercial break.
We'd love to show you what it's like to be a Warhawk.
Come on!
Don't miss out on your chance to be a Warhawk
At UW-Whitewater.
You belong here!
UWW-TV has been an important part of the campus and community since 1980.
Not only providing on-air learning opportunities for broadcast journalists and electronic media production students,
but educating and entertaining our audiences with award-winning news, live sports coverage, original programming,
as well as dedicating the mission to developing creative collaborations throughout campus.
For more information, visit our website, our 24/7 stream, and like us on Facebook.
Check us out because you gotta see what's on UWW-TV. UW Whitewater Athletics, a relentless pursuit of excellence across 22 sports, powered by a tradition of success. 20 national championships, 17 since 2002. 61 individual national titles. 24 National Athletes of the Year. 616 All-Americans. 115 Conference Scholar Athletes of the Year. 1,500 community service hours annually. Be a part of the tradition and join the Warhawk family.
Here at UW Whitewater Intramural Sports, we have a motto: a sport for everyone and everyone in a sport.
Come on! Stepped it anyways. Oh, she got that off. They're going to count it.
Had a blast. Always have fun at intramurals.
Every day we strive to go above and beyond that goal by providing healthy exercise, promoting leisure education, and giving students that competitive atmosphere they are looking for.
Yes! Yes!
It's exciting. Brings me back to those high school days with Friday Night Lights.
With our 25 different intramural sports offered, we guarantee that we have a sport for you. Go to our website and find your sport today.
At the University Bookstore, we have an excellent selection of competitively priced books and classroom necessities for students. We have Warhawk gear ranging from athletic apparel to comfy sweatshirts the whole family can enjoy. The textbook rental service is also available for students to check out their required readings for class. You can also find and order books, apparel, and gift items from our online catalog, located at uwwhitewaterbookstore.com. The University Bookstore, we provide for your college experiences.
Welcome to Jitters Coffee House. Located on the first floor of the Wells Towers, Jitters is a student-run coffee lounge and offers a variety of coffee and ice cream-based drinks and is home to many entertaining programs, including live music, gamer trivia nights, and other performances. Coordinate your activity by emailing jitters@uww.edu. Jitters is completely run by volunteers who can earn service hours and even receive a free drink during their shift. Stop in tonight at Jitters Coffee House, where fun events and community come together.
Welcome back to Please Excuse Our Momentary Interruption of Sports from Your Regular Daily Schedule. Throughout baseball history, there have been some of the best. The amazing Mets of 1969, the 1927 Yankees, you name it. To fill out all 9 positions, Evan, let's start with first base. Who, in your opinion, is an all-star first baseman?
I would definitely have to go with the Chicago Cubs first baseman, Anthony Rizzo. He's just has so much power. He can lay out for ground balls. Even with his sizing layout for ground balls, which is surprising. He's got opposite field power, and he can crank them when he needs to.
Definitely, Anthony Rizzo is up there on my list as well. But for number 1 for me, I'm going to have to go with first baseman Albert Pujols. This guy has been good for so long. He's reaching the end of his career now with the Dodgers. I believe he will retire in the next year or so, unfortunately. But he's a 3-time MVP and 679 home runs, and he has just been so many RBIs, over 2,000, almost 2,000 RBIs, I believe, and he's just been an absolute powerhouse for the Cardinals. Those years that they won the World Series, he was definitely one of the biggest factors for them in those years where they were successful.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you there, Jake. For my second baseman, I'm going to have to go with Jonathan India for the Cincinnati Reds. He's kind of one of those coming out of the scene players, if you will. One of the good rookies out of college, just came onto the scene, hit home runs when he needed to. Definitely provided a big step in this Reds organization from bottom of the NL Central to the top 2 spots of the NL Central.
Most definitely, Jonathan India will be a big factor for the Reds moving forward, especially coming up the Reds with the Cubs having traded away most of their players and the Brewers possibly maybe trading away some guys too. the Reds could possibly be a huge threat in the NL Central if India keeps doing what he's doing. But for me, I'm going to go with a little bit more of an all-time player here as my second baseman, and I'm going to go with Jackie Robinson, having a career .313 and 200 stolen bases in only 11 years, and breaking the color barrier in baseball as well. He has just been an amazing player to watch. If you watch some of his old film, his speed and power are just two things that made him one of the best of the best.
Jackie Robinson, probably one of the best players in MLB history, I would say. For my shortstop pick, I'm going to go with Wander Franco from the Tampa Bay Rays. Again, one of those coming on the scene players, definitely not heard of until this season and 2020. Hit a lot of home runs for the Rays in Tropicana Field down in Tampa Bay, and definitely came on the scene, provided defense too and offense.
Definitely, for me as well, it's going to be Ernie Banks at shortstop. It's Mr. Cub. He's a two-time MVP, over 1,600 RBI, and 512 home runs. But really quickly here, let's go into third base now and see what we got for that. Evan?
For my third base, it's going to have to be Austin Riley from the Atlanta Braves. Definitely took over when Acuna went down with that injury for the Braves that tore an ACL against the Miami Marlins and down in Miami. Austin Riley just took over, destroyed the Brewers in the playoffs. That's what ultimately led to the Brewers getting out. He kind of took over for the Braves in a leadership sort of way.
For my third baseman, I'm going to have to go with the Royal for Life, George Brett, one of the best hitters of all time. A .305 career hitter based on batting average and .369 on base percentage. He was a powerhouse and also a little too hot to handle in the dugout. If you see from some of his old films, he would get pretty angry on there when he didn't get the call he wanted, and that's just part of the passion for the game. And next we're going to go into left field here really quickly. Evan, who do you have for left field?
I'm going to have to go with Bryce Harper, left field. He's just like Anthony Rizzo, big size, lots of power. I believe he hit a home run. I can't remember what year it was. I think it was to the third deck of Nationals Park. So that shows you that tremendous power. And he broke the bat, too, and hit a home run, too. Just that tremendous power again. Opposite field power, too. Again, laying out for balls in left field, just all over the place.
Great choice there. And for left field, for me, I'm going to have to go with who, in my opinion, is the overall greatest hitter of all time, and that's Boston Red Sox, Ted Williams. He has a career average of .344 batting average, and with a .482 on-base percentage. That's almost half the time of his career at bats that he would get on base, while also serving overseas in World War II for 3 years out of his career, and still having almost 1,800 RBIs. It's quite something.
Talk about multitasking there. Another one of my outfielders would be Ronald Acuna. Unfortunately, went down with that injury. And then again, as I said, Austin Riley took over for the Braves. But Ronald Acuna just came on the scene again, like Jonathan India and Wander Franco. Just came over, took on his leadership role in the Braves organization, and just unfortunately went down with an injury. I'm sure he'll be back and better for next year.
Definitely. For my center fielder and my right fielder, just to finish off here real quick, I'm going to have to go with Mike Trout for center field. This guy's been the face of baseball for at least 5 years now. Day in and day out, he's good. Last year, some injuries did plague him, and they have hurt his career over things, but I think he will go down as one of the best. And for right field, I'm going to have to go with Hank Aaron. He's a career .305 hitter, played for the Milwaukee Braves into the Milwaukee Brewers organization, and he is the all-time leader in RBIs.
For my right fielder, I'm going to have to go with Aaron Judge of the New York Yankees. Just like Rizzo, just tremendous power all over the field, and he's definitely going to be a key player to come for this Yankees organization in the next couple of years.
Definitely a key player there, Evan. Next up, we will discuss who our ultimate football team would be. After that, we will discuss what the best sports team from any era is. Please excuse this commercial break.
91.7 WSUW. Be there. 91.7 is a student-run radio station serving the Whitewater area with a variety of original programs, live sports broadcasting, community events, and more. So turn us on 91.7 FM or stream us live at 917theedge.com.
UW Whitewater Athletics, a relentless pursuit of excellence across 22 sports, powered by a tradition of success. 20 national championships, 17 since 2002. 61 individual national titles. 24 National Athletes of the Year. 616 All-Americans. 115 Conference Scholar Athletes of the Year. 1,500 community service hours annually. Be a part of the tradition and join the Warhawk family.
As an Army ROTC cadet at Whitewater, you have the opportunity to develop into a great leader while learning and applying the Army values to your everyday life. Within ROTC, you have the chance to travel overseas in the CULP program to train with other militaries, attend many elite Army schools such as Airborne and Combat Diver, and you have the opportunity to attend conferences and guest lectures by some of the Army's top-ranking officers. Our Warhawk cadets participate in many extracurricular activities, Division III sports, Greek life, intramural sports, among many other team building and community service events. Being a cadet at Whitewater is more than just being part of the Army. It's also about being active members in our community and coming together to form a family atmosphere. Anyone who wants to be a part of something bigger than themselves while developing themselves professionally should consider UW Whitewater ROTC. To sign up for UW Whitewater ROTC, go to the 4th floor of McCutcheon Hall to room 417.
Welcome back to Please Excuse Our Momentary Interruption of Sports from your regular daily schedule. Next, we will predict what makes an all-star football team. Since a football roster is so large, we'll discuss all-star quarterbacks first. Evan, if you were to have an all-star team, who would be your starting quarterback?
I would say the QB out of Wyoming, Josh Allen for the Buffalo Bills. He's definitely a good quarterback. I felt bad for him against the Kansas City Chiefs. He didn't get to play on that final drive in overtime. Fortunately, the Chiefs took that one, but he's definitely a good QB and a good one for years to come.
For me, I'm going to have to go with either Tom Brady or Dan Marino, the Hall of Fame out of the Miami Dolphins. Now, Tom Brady, obviously, by no means was I a fan of watching the Patriots in the Super Bowl every year, but you just got to have respect for it. The man is a completely gifted quarterback. And Dan Marino not having, of course, a quarterback himself, a Super Bowl himself, but he obviously was there to win, and he was probably one of the best of the 1980s as well.
Yeah, you definitely got to give respect to Tom Brady. He will be one of the greats for years of all time for years to come. For my defense, I'm going to have to go with the Panthers of this year. Only held opponents to 23 points. That's going to win you games.
For my defense, I'm going to go with the 1985 Super Bowl winning Bears defense. You know, just guys like William Perry, Gary Fensick, Richard Dent, and Mike Singletary. That combination of guys really just push them to a Super Bowl win. And next we're going to go with offense. Evan, what's your offense?
For my offense, it's going to be the Ravens of this year. They have a mobile QB in Lamar Jackson out of Louisville. Can run, pass the ball, just all over the place. He's just so versatile, and that's why the Ravens offense is just so good.
My offense is going to have to go to the 2020 Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs. With Patrick Mahomes, in my eyes, he could easily be the next Tom Brady, just his athleticism and everything that goes in with it. Also, Tyreek Hill, a main receiver for him, and Travis Kelce being able to come out of the pocket, having that power and speed at the same time is a great tool. And next up, we give our opinions on who the best sports team is from any era.
What does it mean to be a Warhawk?
It means allowing myself to dream big and think outside the box.
Pushing the limits of what I think is possible.
Seeing ideas through from start to finish.
Collaborating with professors and peers.
And seizing opportunities in the community to put my knowledge to use.
I'm studying abroad,
learning another language,
and listening to the stories of others.
I'm making lifelong friends and fearlessly sharing my gifts with the world.
As a Warhawk, I stay balanced,
take great care of myself,
and get out of my comfort zone.
I refuse to let the past determine my future.
And I'm taking confident steps in the direction of my dreams.
Sometimes it doesn't make sense.
And other times it couldn't be more exciting.
But I will keep my goals in mind
and never quit.
Because
that's the Warhawk way.
Video One Media Services provides accomplished students the opportunity to enhance their college experience by working with real-world clients. In addition, we provide clients local and affordable video options to better enhance their media needs. For more information on how Video One Media Services can help you with your next media project, email or call our office at 262-472-5659.
UW Whitewater Athletics, a relentless pursuit of excellence across 22 sports, powered by a tradition of success. 20 national championships, 17 since 2002. 61 individual national titles. 24 National Athletes of the Year. 616 All-Americans. 115 Conference Scholar Athletes of the Year. 1,500 community service hours annually. Be a part of the tradition and join the Warhawk family.
Welcome to the University Bookstore. The University Bookstore provides students with the opportunity to purchase apparel, gift items, textbooks, snacks, supplies, and other necessities right here on campus. The bookstore is also home to textbook rental, where you can find many of your required textbooks. Our friendly staff always goes the extra mile to provide customers with a quick and pleasant experience. Visit the bookstore today to find great deals on everything you need to succeed as a Warhawk.
There have been some amazing teams throughout the history of sports. The Chicago Bulls in their Michael Jordan era, the Oakland Athletics in the 70s, who had their MVP Reggie Jackson, and the Dallas Cowboys in the 90s, to name a few. Let's discuss the best teams of the 1980s to start. Evan, who do you got?
From the 1980s, I have the San Francisco 49ers. They won 4 Super Bowls during that period. Tons of depth on their roster.
For me, it's going to be, once again, the 85 Bears. Call me biased for being from Chicago, but these guys were a powerhouse with Walter Payton as their running back. Jim McMahon had a very strong season at quarterback, and William Perry in the defense definitely set them up for success.
For my 90s team, it's going to be the Tennessee Volunteers women's hoops team out of the SEC. 4 NCAA titles, 6 conference titles, just tons of depth, and they're still in that top 10, floating around the top 10 today too.
For me, for the 1990s, it's going to be the Chicago Bulls throughout the 1990s, just with Jordan and Pippen, that duo going, and later with Dennis Rodman coming in, just his defensive awareness, Jordan being able to shoot, Pippen being able to shoot, Jordan with his defense, just those 3 guys bringing everything together really set them up for success throughout that entire decade.
My team for the early 2000s to current is going to be the 2005-2006 George Mason Patriots out of the Atlantic 10 Conference in college basketball. They were playing with Stephen Curry, who was at Davidson during that time, I believe. So, and then they were an 11 seed in the NCAA tournament, which led them to defeating North Carolina, UConn, and Michigan State, but eventually losing to Florida.
For me, for the 2000s, it's going to be the 2004 Red Sox coming in as the underdog on their team, and facing the Yankees in that NLCS to get to the World Series, being down 0-3 and winning 4 games on the road to make it to the World Series. That really is something. And one more thing, we're going to go, what team stands out as the best from any era, Evan?
Mine would have to be the Tennessee women's hoops team. They've just been so dominant. They have a reputation of winning, and I don't think it's going to stop anytime soon.
And for me, I'm going to have to go back with the 90s Bulls with Pippen, Jordan, and Rodman. It was probably the most perfect matchup of guys. And that's going to do it for us here tonight. Thank you for watching. And tune in next time to hear us more hot takes all around the world of sports. This has been, please excuse our momentary interruption of sports from your regular daily schedule on UWW TV.